Hi everyone, and a warm welcome back to the SD League monthly Warno tournament for March. Today we are with Wero and Young Oorah for a game. Young Oorah is on the right in red, playing as the 7th Panzer Division, and over on the left in blue we have Wero playing as the 5th Panzer Division. So Germany versus Germany, Panzers versus Panzers. Neither player with forward deployment troops, but we can see plenty of recon heading up there early. A good chunk of units heading down here for Young Oorah, including a couple of Mi-24Ds. They will be very useful against these early infantry if used correctly. There is a Roland 2 coming in the back there though, so you will need to be careful of that. Up at the top, a smattering of units, including another Mi-24D. And back here we have a lot of Leos. Interesting from Wero, quite a lot going to the top there in terms of financial clout, shall we say. There's also a Gepard mixed in with that little bunch. Obviously, Young Oorah does make it to the buildings here first. It'll be interesting to see where Wero positions his command here. Usually it's the back corner, where it's going down here currently. It's going to be on its own. Could be risky against these choppers. Especially F4F coming in, going for the chopper. Chopper is quite low though. Couple of Cubs in the back. Cubs make very short work of that F4F. It doesn't actually do any damage to that Mi-24D. I think Young was paying attention there and actually dropped them pretty low to the ground. Manned in for both points. From Wero now. Changes the game a bit. Young Oorah with that little advantage. Did have +4 for a little while, but it's not going to make a huge difference in the grand scheme of things at this stage. But this command, I am worried about it. Those two Mi-24Ds pushing down here now have the capability to engage on most of these forces. Hitting the Grenadiers coming in their Marders. Seem to be struggling to get good eyes on at the moment, though. This one's managing to fire plenty. Seed coming in here for Young Oorah. Think trying to get the Gepard in the middle, but doesn't get a shot off. Plenty of damage being done here. These infantry getting wrecked. That's the command getting hit now. Roland has moved up to try and get in range of the command. Young Oorah didn't seem to focus fire on that commander there. Was just letting the choppers hit whatever they could. Apache coming in here to counter those choppers. Mainly will be used, I imagine, against the ground targets rather than the choppers themselves. It doesn't have anti-air missiles, but its cannon is technically effective against choppers. These are being pulled back to repair and rearm. There is some munitions coming in at the back. A couple of T-72s coming in. Now, Wero did come in at the top here with those tanks, but hasn't actually pushed with them at the moment. Seed coming in here, does go for the Gepard. Only gets a stun on it, though. Takes a bit of damage itself. Will be out for repair for a while. Surprisingly, that command did survive that attack with the choppers. Genuinely shocked that that commander survived. I'm surprised he didn't go all in with the choppers, even if it meant risking losing one to kill that command. It's what we often see people do to get rid of a command and get those points ticking up. Leo 2A3 coming in for the bottom here, and another Gepard coming in. More munitions coming in at the back, and another T-72 there. Oh, an NW1, a Tornado IDS MW1, something we haven't seen used very much in a long time. Really curious how this performs here. Doesn't actually get any damage on that Special Alf Clara. And I don't know if that's just because the Special Alf Clara got out of range, or if this thing just doesn't do damage anymore. I think looking at the pattern of the little dots on the ground, the Special Alf Clara was just out of range. That's a shame. I really would like to see that get in and hit something, so I can see how much damage it does. Because, as I say, we've not seen anyone use it, and I think someone said in the comments it's just not as good as it used to be. Wero is pushing with these Leo 1A5s now. Did some damage to that. Obviously, that command is at serious risk here if he can get close enough. Command is actually being pulled right out of the point by Young Oorah. Although, Leo 1A5s will soon be up against two T-72s. Leo 1A5s would have been useful pushing a little bit earlier, perhaps, because there was nothing there to help that command. But now with these T-72s coming in from the bottom here, they'll certainly be able to put the pressure on the Leo 1A5s. These choppers as well, back in action now. There was another chopper, I thought, at the top, but I assume that was killed by the Gepard at some point. Certainly haven't seen it in a while. Some Mi-2s splitting off out to the sides there just to give some recon. That command still pretty badly damaged there. More Leo 1A5s coming in for the bottom now. A little bit stalemated at the moment. Neither player seemingly having enough to push. And those Leo 1A5s have pulled back. The command will move back in. And now it has the support of the T-72s. Oh, there is another Mi-24D there. So all three were still alive. Sorry, my apologies. I just missed that. Special Alpha Clara pushing up here. Getting some serious damage down on these Panzer Grenadiers. Oh, I think the MG, or the, I say MG, it's a 30mm grenade launcher. I assume that was getting some shots on them as well there. Another one, oh, there's two 30mm grenade launchers, yeah, they will mince infantry. We're bringing in some more infantry there. Special Alpha Clara being pulled back to rearm. Fernspare sneaking around the back here. Very tight on points right now. Neither player looking ready to push. I could potentially see Young Oorah doing something at the top with these choppers. Certainly more T-72s coming in. And he will have 4 there at that point. So that's quite a big force. Leo 2A3, the biggest threat, is all the way down at the bottom. Obviously, Young Oorah can't see any of this, or most of it. We have the advantage of seeing the entire map. Pioneer Commander still there, still on 1 pip of health. I can only assume that Young Oorah did not see the commander when his choppers were attacking, or didn't realize there was a command there. I could be wrong. I'm just assuming that's the case. Or I would have expected him to maybe be a bit more aggressive here. Mi-23... I thought it might be coming in for the Apache, but it just went straight past. Taking fire from the Roland there. Seed is coming in. Perhaps he just wanted to cause Wero to turn on his anti-air. But, of course, the Gepards are turned off at the moment. Strela and a Cub coming in there. That Fernsphere is round the back now. These tanks engaging on these units in the middle. It looks like 1A5 has been killed. I can see Young Oorah doing a push here now. He has 5 tanks available. No, 6 tanks available. 1 slightly damaged. Plus the 3 choppers. Plus another 2 almost there. I mean, that is a huge force to be pushing with. And he needs to do it before all of these reinforcements start to arrive for Wero, because the Jaguar will come in and be able to shoot from long range. More Leo 1A5s coming in. Young Oorah seemingly sending up 1 tank at a time. He needs to send everything in at once, really, in this situation. Just, you need everything firing, so you don't get overwhelmed by the defending forces. There we go. Beautiful. 2 tanks in range. Another 2 here. That command tank is on the move. Young Oorah has a really good chance of pushing in here. That MiG is being used as bait to try and turn on the anti-air. Special Alpha Clara here are engaging on the commander. Surely, yes, they are dead. Back to +2 for Young Oorah. Gepards are finally turned on. And that seed is down. Very well played with the anti-air there from Wero. Command has been pushed out the bottom here, though. Leo 1A5. Oh, the command tank is dead. +4 to Young Oorah. Good use of the choppers to back up the tanks. Infantry recon pushing up as well. You sort of have to accept when you're attacking, you're going to lose some units. Attacking force generally loses more unless you just completely overwhelm and manage to saturate an area. Buratino is very good for that, incidentally. I hate the Buratino. Anti-tank jet coming in here. Not sure what it's going for. Doesn't seem to be targeting anything at the moment. It's taking fire from the anti-air, though. I was going to say it's within the range of all the anti-air there, so it's been taken out. A few expensive jet losses for Young Oorah. That Jaguar is in now and managing to get shots off at these tanks. Leo 1A5 shouldn't last too long against all of these T-72s, as long as the T-72s keep going. Clara will cause issues close range for those tanks, though. Here are some infantry coming in for Young Oorah, though. At the same time, Wero is making a push at the bottom, managing to clear out these buildings, using a few Marders and some Panzer Grenadiers there. Leo 2A3 still sat at the back, not moving at the moment. I'm worried Wero has forgotten it's there. That could be very useful at the top. Maybe sat in Charlie, firing across here into this tree line, helping to deal with the tanks that are in there. There's another Leo 2A3 coming in towards the top now. T-72 on defense duty here. Out the range of any anti-tank. Good positioning here with these 30mm grenade launchers, making short work of the Panzer Grenadiers with the support of the tank. ATGMs also in this building, taking out the Marders. Very nice. Good defense here. This is working really well. Be interested to see if other people try this in the future. The 30mm grenade launcher is doing a really good job in those buildings. Obviously, will be susceptible to artillery, bombers. Not so susceptible to long-range tanks because of the two Conkers in that building. Young Oorah still pushing up here, has now managed to get into this nice area where he can sort of kill stuff that's coming through Charlie if positioned well. That tank still hasn't moved. This 2A3 is moving up that way. This 2A3 moving in still as well. That 2A3 took a shot to the side though. T-72 nicely tucked away there. A little bit of engagement of infantry up here. T-72 will get another shot off on the front of that tank. Won't do as much damage. Obviously 2A3 much better tank. 2A3 gets the kill. That's what I was waiting for. A 2A3 to arrive and do some serious damage. Anti-tank jet still in the back here again for Young Oorah. Not currently engaging. The NW1 engages on the building and annihilates the infantry. So there you go. It still does annihilate infantry. I think the infantry weren't in the building at that point. I think they were moving out, but annihilated. So the MW1 still does work. I will eventually get around to testing it myself on some infantry. Good push back here from Wero. But it remains +4 for Young Oorah. He has managed to clear up down here as well, obviously. Wero needs to make a breakthrough here or the game will be over. 25 minutes, or 25.5 minutes left of this game. And right now it is looking massively in Young Oorah's favour. Wero is managing to make some progress through this forest area, but there's a lot of fire support from these tanks. Managing to take out vehicles that are coming in here. That 2A3 will cause issues for these tanks if it can get, you know, front armor to front armor. This Leo has moved forward slightly here, so he hasn't forgotten about it. I do think that Wero is getting a bit overwhelmed here. Leo now managing to engage on those T-72s. Patchy coming up to assist. There is a Strela back here and a Cub. The Cub is out of ammunition. MW1 hits that area, kills the infantry, no problem. Doesn't do any damage to tanks though. Leo 203 pushing up through the forest. Some infantry being called in right to the front of this point. At this tree line. The T-72 will kill them as they come in. More Conkers coming in here for defense against that Leo 2A3. That was a really nice shot on that 2A3. I think that was a side shot, because it did a lot of damage. Leo 2A3 turning its back to the enemy and side to the enemy a lot here. Strela manages to come up and finish off that chopper. Though the Apache is still alive. I think it just took out the recon chopper. Leo 2A3 in trouble here. T-72Ms. A little bit more armor than their T-72 counterpart. Conker's engaging on the Leo 2A3. Does get out. He's really struggling to get hits at the moment. I feel quite bad for Wero. He's getting some bad dice rolls on that tank. The other 2A3 is pushing up now. This one's still sitting here. That one's just the one that was repaired from before. Loads of reinforcements coming into this point. That's 4 squads of infantry that are going to be probably set upon by this tank. Though, obviously, they're going to get pretty close before it opens fire. Actually, is that being pulled back? He is pulling it back, but there are infantry moving up to the front. Young Oorah managing to maintain a good control here. Lots of supply back here as well. Svenspare can obviously see all of that. Neither player with any artillery this game. Really curious what happens here. That tank has been pulled right back. So it's not going to be able to fire at these units coming in. Panzerjäger don't have the range. So this is really good for Wero. This means Wero can get straight into this tree line. He will potentially take fire from the Conkers though. There they go. They are firing. So you could get some cheeky kills on some of these vehicles and kill the infantry inside as well. The vehicles do smoke. They have stopped. But obviously Young Oorah now knows that they're coming. They're on the move again. ATGMs once again firing. They have deployed. Marder takes a hit and is destroyed. Tank can now shoot at them as they come in. ATGMs firing again. Another kill. ATGMs will fire once more and finish off that other Marder. I'd be very surprised if they both miss. They do both miss. I am surprised. They are now out of missiles, though. They haven't been rearmed. The resupply has been called in now on top of them, but it's going to be a bit late to the party. Anti-tank coming in here, probably going for the Leo. No, it's veering off. Bit of a push going on up here again. Command tank is moving in. Command tank is moving in very close to 2 T-72s, though. They're just going to annihilate it. Boom. Looks like the anti-tank jet or something did manage to kill the Leo 283 at the bottom there. Anti-tank jet died as a result, but does mean the bottom is completely secure. There's obviously nothing here really now for Wero. If he's going to push somewhere, it needs to be the top, and it needs to be quickly. But there's the surrender. Commiserations, Wero. That was a very hard-fought game. Young Oorah, really well done with your push at the top and holding the bottom there. Obviously, significant difference in kills to losses, about double there. Let's have a quick look at the kills and losses. Special Alpha Clara did a really good job. Immediately stands out. Special Alpha Clara get MVP. immediately stood out there. Really, really good job. They got a lot of kills, including the commander, no less. That was the one at the bottom point. Fantastic. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please do like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all soon for some more Warno.